What is going on, college sports fans? Welcome back to another video. Today I have for you guys my SEC tournament predictions. And real quick before we get into it, I just want to thank you guys so much for 1,000 subs. We hit it yesterday. I want to give you guys a big thank you because I really do appreciate it a lot. This has been a dream come true, really. 1,000 subs. It's like the first real big milestone. And we're building a really nice college sports community here on the channel. So I appreciate you guys a lot. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the videos. And yeah, I'm ready to get right into the SEC tournament picks, man. This is going to be fun because the SEC has been very strong this year. And we'll start over here with these lower seed games here on the left side. We got Ole Miss versus Missouri. And to be honest with you, I'm not really sure who is going to win this game. I'm just going to pick Missouri, and I'll just put Mizzou. And I'm just going to roll with the Tigers to win that one as the 12 over the 13 seed because I'm not really sure what's going to happen in that game. Either of those teams could win, but give me Mizzou to move on. Georgia versus Vanderbilt, and I am definitely rocking with Vandy in this one because of Scottie Pippen Jr., and I really do think that they're just a better team than Georgia all around. Georgia is definitely the worst team in the SEC this year. Give me Vandy to move on. They played in some tough games this year. They've actually gotten some pretty good wins. Vanderbilt is not too bad of a team, to be honest, man. Not too bad of a team. Now we'll start up here in the top. Our 9 versus 8 seed. Florida versus Texas A&M. Both these teams, you could argue, playing for a bubble spot in the tournament, in the NCAA tournament, especially Florida. I'm not sure how far off Texas A&M is, but you got to assume if they can win a couple games here, they might be able to get in. But Florida, they're definitely on the bubble. They're going to really be fighting for this game. Both these teams are going to be fighting for their season because I think if Florida loses first round to Texas A&M, I'm not sure if they make the NCAA tournament, man. So give me Florida to move on, fighting for their lives here in this one. So give me the Gators to move on to the next round. Now we have Missouri versus LSU. And Tigers versus Tigers, man. I'm going to go with LSU. Not too hard of a pick there for me. I think LSU has been way more consistent this year. Missouri is not that great of a team. So give me the Tigers to beat the Tigers. Next up, we got Mississippi State versus South Carolina. And I'm going to pick my first true upset here. We did pick a 9 over an 8, but that's not really an upset. I'm going to pick Mississippi State to defeat South Carolina in that one. I think it'll be a close game. Some upsets are bound to happen in these conference tournaments, man. It is March, so give me Mississippi State to upset the Gamecocks there in that one. Now we have Vandy versus Alabama in this one. And they actually just faced off not too long ago, and it was actually in Vanderbilt. And Vandy almost pulled it off. I don't know, man. I got a good feeling that Vandy is going to pull this one off as well. So give me Vanderbilt to move on in the tournament again. I mean, you guys know from my bracket predictions, I am not too high on Alabama this year. They've been so inconsistent, one of the most inconsistent teams in all of basketball. They had a very, very hot start, but ever since then, they have just not been that great. So give me Vanderbilt. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that Vandy gets this dub, considering they just played in a close game. I know that was a home game for Vandy, and this will be a neutral-sided game. But I like to pick some upsets. Give me the 11 over the 6 there in the SEC tourney, and Vandy is moving on again. Florida versus Auburn, and we actually just seen the Gators upset Auburn not too long ago. But in the neutral-sided court, give me Auburn to move on there. I don't think Florida's going to do it whenever they're not at home. So give me Auburn to move on to the next round, to actually the semifinals. LSU versus Arkansas, and another matchup that we just saw not too long ago. Arkansas actually had a big comeback. It was in Fayetteville, but I'm still going to give it to them, man, because they were having an off game and they still came out there and finished the game and got the dub. So Arkansas, one of the hottest teams in the nation right now. I know they just lost to Tennessee, but that was on the road. Arkansas still went on a big run that's towards the end of the year and are playing like one of the hottest teams in the country right now. So give me the Razorbacks to beat LSU again to move on to the semifinals as well. Mississippi State versus Tennessee. This is an easy pick for me. Talk about hot teams, man. Tennessee is a really hot team. Like I said, they just beat Arkansas at home. They've been picking up some big-time wins. The Vols have been playing excellent basketball, and I am picking them to move on to the semifinal. Easy pick for me over Mississippi State. Vandy versus Kentucky. This is where Vandy's run is going to end, man. Kentucky's too good, too big, too strong, too fast. They got too many athletes on that team, to be real with you, man. And I just don't see Vandy hanging in there, especially come March. Kentucky's going to be balling. Give me Kentucky to move on to the semifinals. So this is kind of what we expect in the SEC semifinals. This is where the picks get real. We expect Auburn, Arkansas, Tennessee, and Kentucky. I think we can all agree that these are the 4 best teams in the SEC by far. I mean, LSU and Alabama are pretty good. Florida, they play good sometimes. But these 4 teams right here are the best teams in the SEC tourney. And I would be very surprised if these 4 weren't in the semifinals. But we're going to find out. We are going to find out. But in my opinion, I would be very surprised if it wasn't these 4 teams. And Auburn versus Arkansas. Let's go ahead and get right into these picks. We've seen Arkansas upset Auburn. And ever since then, Arkansas has had a ton of momentum, man. And I just think Arkansas matches up well against them. They play hard defense. They play like they want it more. And we'll see. Walker Kessler, great big man. Jabari Smith, we all know, is an absolute stud. How is he going to perform, man? The freshman star, how is he going to perform? I'm going to pick Arkansas, JD Note, and the boys to move on to the championship game. Like I said, they are one of the hottest teams right now in all of college basketball, not just the SEC. And Auburn's been struggling, man. I mean, they're still a top-tier team. They're still the 1 seed in the SEC. But they have taken a couple losses, man, and Arkansas has been the hotter team. They've been climbing the ranks, the seeds, getting a higher seed in the NCAA tournament. So give me the Razorbacks to move on to the SEC championship game over Auburn. Now we got Tennessee and Kentucky. These two actually split in the regular season. They both won at home. Now this was really going to come down to, for me, who is going to have the advantage when it comes to neutral site games. And in my opinion, that is going to be Kentucky. I think that they have the star power, they have the athletes, and Tennessee has athletes as well. I mean, they can run, and they play defense, and they play hard. They spread the ball around. They have great ball movement. Excellent team, and a team that I picked far to go into in the NCAA tournament in my last bracket, and probably a team, depending on how they perform in the SEC tournament, probably a team that I'm going to pick to go far in my final bracket after Selection Sunday. So I like this Tennessee team, man, but I think Kentucky is going to be too much for them. I think that they have the advantage when it comes to neutral site courts, and they just have more experience with that, especially Coach Calipari. And give me the Wildcats to beat the Vols there in the 3-2 matchup. So we got our 4 seed and we got our 3 seed here in the SEC championship, and those semifinal games are going to be so fun to watch because it's going to be high intensity. People are going to be fighting to get a higher seed in the NCAA tournament and fighting for the SEC championship. So 4 best teams in the SEC just going at it, man. I would love to see it. I want to see these 2 matchups, and we're going to see we're going to be able to tell a lot from these games. So let's get into our championship matchup. We got the Razorbacks versus the Wildcats, and this is the matchup Arkansas won in the regular season, but again, in Fayetteville. So in the neutral site courts, who has the advantage? In my opinion, it might be Kentucky. I think Kentucky would win this in a neutral site. So give me the Wildcats to win the SEC tourney. I just think in the neutral site courts, they have the advantage. And Arkansas has been hot. This would be a great game. It would come down to the wire still. But I think without that home crowd, Kentucky will be able to pull it off because it was a close game, even with Arkansas's home court advantage. Give me Kentucky to finish it with Oscar Tshiebwe having an absolute monster game. And I know Arkansas is going to have a defensive game plan for him. Eric Musselman is a great coach and he's a great defensive coach. But give me Calipari and this awesome Kentucky team to bring home the SEC championship. And that is going to do it for this one, guys. I'm going to have the Big Ten tourney out later today, predictions, and the Big East Pac-12 ones will be out tomorrow. I did the Big 12 and also the ACC ones yesterday, so they're already posted up on the channel. If you guys are new here and you guys enjoy, drop me a like and also drop me a sub. Again, I want to thank you guys for 1,000 subscribers. Huge milestone for me to get, so I just appreciate you guys being just awesome subscribers, and we built a really nice community here, so can't thank you guys enough. It's been a good one. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.